the world, offers a challenge and reward like no other. With more than 120 tribes, all communicating in Swahili language, makes our cultures as diverse and vibrant on our landscapes. The warmth of the Tanzanian people, the rich traditions, and the colorful markets make every visit a deeply immersive experience. As we look ahead the upcoming ACI Africa Conference, we are proud to be hosting and inviting you to witness and explore the boundless beauty of Tanzania. See you in the Geneva of Africa, where natural beauty meets rich heritage and dynamic growth. Karibu Tanzania. Wamukilekile I Tanzania. Bienvenue au Tanzanie. Seja bem-vindo a Tanzania. Welcome to Tanzania. Marhaban bikum fit Tanzania. Welcome to Tanzania, a land of breathtaking beauty where the majestic of our uniqueness and global apple tanzanite and the turquoise water of the Indian Ocean kiss the shores of Zanzibar. Tanzania shines with the remarkable and exemplary leadership of the 6th President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Her administration has invigorated economic diplomacy and investment in key sectors, including mining, agriculture, tourism, and trade. The development of the Standard Gauge Railway (SGR), the Julius Nyerere Hydroelectric Power Project, and modernization of Dar es Salaam Port have largely contributed into a vibrant transformation of transport and logistics while enhancing connectivity. These advancements, coupled with the vast mineral resources and fertile lands, highlights Tanzania's growth as an exciting hub of progress and opportunity. At the forefront of the connectivity worldwide, Tanzania's airports offer not just a journey, but an experience connecting the world to the wonders of our land. From the gateways of Julius Nyerere International Airport in the commercial city of Dar es Salaam, Kilimanjaro International Airport at the foot of Africa's tallest peak, Abeid Aman Karume International Airport in the Zanzibar archipelago, to our newly developed state-of-the-art Nsalato International Airport. Tanzania's aviation landscape is evolving. Our airports are more than just transit hubs. They are the first step into Tanzania's boundless adventures. Tanzania is a safe and welcoming destination with nearly 30 international airlines connecting the world to its wonders. Each year, over 1.7 million tourists come for the adventure, from exhilarating safaris in the Serengeti to the timeless allure of Stone Town in Zanzibar, living with unforgettable memories of a truly unique experience. For those seeking adventure, Tanzania is home to some of the world's most iconic wildlife destinations. Explore the endless plains of the Serengeti, witness the Great Migration, or journey into the Ngorongoro Crater, a UNESCO World Heritage Site teeming with life. For the adventure ahead, Tanzania invites you to stand on the roof of Africa. Kilimanjaro, the highest freestanding mountain in the world, offers a challenge and reward like no other. With more than 120 tribes, all communicating in Swahili language, makes our cultures as diverse and vibrant on our landscapes. The warmth of the Tanzanian people and the colorful markets make every visit a deeply immersive experience. As we look ahead the upcoming ACI Africa Conference, we are proud to be hosting and inviting you to witness and explore the boundless beauty of Tanzania. See you you in the Geneva of Africa, where natural beauty meets rich heritage and dynamic growth. Karibu Tanzania. Wamukilekile I Tanzania. Bienvenue au Tanzanie. Seja bem-vindo a Tanzania. Welcome to Tanzania. Marhaban bikum fi Tanzania. Welcome to Tanzania, a land of breathtaking beauty where the majestic Mount Kilimanjaro meets the vast wilderness of the Serengeti, a symbol of our uniqueness and global apple tanzanite, and the turquoise water of the Indian Ocean kiss the shores of Zanzibar. Tanzania shines with the remarkable and exemplary leadership of the 6th President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Her administration has integrated economic diplomacy and investment in key sectors including mining, agriculture, tourism and trade. The development of the Standard Gauge Railway (SGR), the Julius Nyerere Hydroelectric Power Project and modernization of Dar es Salaam Port have largely contributed into a vibrant transformation of transport and logistics while enhancing connectivity. These advancements, coupled with the vast mineral resources and fertile lands, highlight Tanzania's growth as an exciting hub of progress and opportunity. At the forefront of the connectivity worldwide, Tanzania's airports offer not just a journey but an experience connecting the world to the wonders of our land. From the gateways of Julius Nyerere International Airport in the commercial city of Dar es Salaam, Kilimanjaro International Airport at the foot of Africa's tallest peak, Abed Aman Karume International Airport in the Zanzibar archipelago, to our newly developed state-of-the-art Salato International Airport, Tanzania's aviation landscape is evolving. Our airports are more than just transit hubs. They are the first step into Tanzania's boundless adventures. Tanzania is a safe and welcoming destination with nearly 30 international airlines connecting the world to its wonders. Each year, over 1.7 million tourists come for the adventure, from exhilarating safaris in the Serengeti to the timeless allure of Stone Town in Zanzibar, living with unforgettable memories of a truly unique experience. For those seeking adventure, Tanzania is home to some of the world's most iconic wildlife destinations. Explore the endless plains of the Serengeti, witness the Great Migration, or journey into the Ngorongoro Crater, a UNESCO World Heritage Site teeming with life. For the adventure ahead, Tanzania invites you to stand on the roof of Africa. Kilimanjaro, the highest freestanding mountain in the world, offers a challenge and reward like no other. With more than 120 tribes, all communicating in Swahili language, makes our cultures as diverse and vibrant on our landscapes. The warmth of the Tanzanian people, the rich traditions, and the colorful markets make every visit a deeply immersive experience. As we look ahead the upcoming ACI Africa Conference, we are proud to be hosting and inviting you to witness and explore the boundless beauty of Tanzania. See you in the Geneva of Africa, where natural beauty meets rich heritage and dynamic growth. Karibu Tanzania. Wamukilekile I Tanzania. Bienvenue au Tanzanie. Seja bem-vindo a Tanzania. Welcome to Tanzania. Marhaban bikum fi Tanzania.
All right, thank you very much, studio.
The 6-year story of the Tanzania Airport Authority has not only continued to simplify travel.
Welcome to Tanzania, a land of breathtaking
na tuweze kwenda vizuri basi. Nasikia pia vile vile uluzi. Naomba mnisikilize na tuweze kuangalia labda monitors hizi tuzigeuze kwa upande wa wageni wetu ili zisiwe zinaelekea jukwaa kuu. Ladies and gentlemen, just doing a final sound check. One, two, 1, 2. I'm informed that the guest of honor has arrived at the Mount Meru Hotel and should begin with the tour of the exhibitions immediately. And so let's be on standby. May I please request that we place our mobile devices on silence, and if you will take photos, please do not do that with your flash. Do not do flash photography. So Khalila is the vibrant one, the one with the pleasant voice and warm welcome. I'm the serious one, so I get given the serious things to do, okay? Whenever I bring out my vibe voice, well, I try hard. So this is what I enjoy doing, and I'm happy to be working with Khalila, of course. And she's very busy in the background, making sure that everything is set. And ladies and gentlemen, perhaps important to note that most of the entertainment that you've witnessed in a couple of days have been specially curated for us. The dance performances that you took part in yesterday, that was fun. The day before with the board members at their dinner, they also had good fun. We'll also, Alila has informed you about the gala dinner tonight, and I believe the dress is informal, and you may put on your national dress, so show off in your best. All right, no suits and ties, please, and also relax with your shoes and be ready to have a really good time tonight. So I'm taking you a bit ahead, but at present what's ahead for us is the arrival of the guest of honor, the Honorable Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania, Kassim Majaliwa, Member of Parliament, Honorable Minister, Honorable Prime Minister. It's customary that when our VIP enters the room, we will stand. I'll request you to stand. We'll put our hands together. We'll remain standing. The brass band will play for us the national anthem of the United Republic of Tanzania and a single verse from the East African Community anthem. We'll then take our seats. I'll have a very brief introduction to the Prime Minister, perhaps acknowledge the VP seated with him, and thereafter we'll proceed with the program. I believe you all have it, but I could go over it. Since this is an opening ceremony, it's also customary in Tanzania that we begin with prayers, and so we have two of our religious leaders here with us, Askofu, Bishop Dr. Masa Ole Gabriel, and Sheikh Hamis Kasim Mwadago, who will lead us in prayer. And then we'll welcome the permanent secretary in some countries, southern of Africa, the principal secretary, Professor Godius, who we are already acquainted with. And then I'll welcome an entertainment piece from Unleashed Africa. And this is what I was talking about, that all the entertainment is specially curated for us, ladies and gentlemen. And the responsible person for that continues to be Khalila Mboya herself. All right? So the contemporary dances you saw, the Unleashed Community of Artists and Creative Leaders, or from the Academy for Creative Arts and Leadership, that's the work that she does in empowering young people through creative arts. And so she deserves a round of applause. Halila, I know you're hiding, but these hands are for you. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the wonderful organization that my co-MC is doing. Congratulations, Halila. All right, she's trying really hard, very hard to make sure that everything is moving. After the piece of entertainment, we'll welcome greetings from the regional commissioner. We're within the region of Arusha, picturesque town of Arusha. I wonder whether you've had a bit of time to move around. As I understand, as I see, I'm also about town a little bit. When I have a bit of time, it's quite safe. It's very vibrant. And like I said at one of the meetings, try to find the little gems within Arusha. Sometimes they're not very obvious on the main roads, but if you go into Google, if you maybe go into TripAdvisor, if you're going to look for a good restaurant within Arusha, you'll be pretty surprised at how, you know, very developed this town is, and the little bits of surprises here and there. All right, so grab my coat, ask me, Taji, where can I go for dinner if you're staying a little bit? And I'll give you a couple of pointers, all right? So we'll welcome the Regional Commissioner for his welcome address. And at this point, may I please point out that I'll be running the event in English. He may speak in Swahili briefly. If you have a colleague, friend, partner next to you that speaks Swahili, it may translate very quickly for you. It'll be a very short address. And then we'll welcome the DG, TAA, who will also feature a video for you. And please use the translation devices, as in some parts it's in Swahili, and in some parts it's also in English. And it will carry the theme that we are all aspiring for, a greener future for Tanzania, for Africa, and within our sphere or sector of aviation. We'll then welcome the following. An address from the ACI Africa, Mr. Ali Tunsi. We'll welcome Justin, and it was interesting to listen to your first session this morning with a panel discussion with the very high-profile CEOs. And then we'll welcome our President, Emmanuel, and we'll take it over to the Honorable Minister of Transport, Professor Makame Mbarawa, who will have the honor of welcoming the guest of honor for his speech. We'll then take pictures. I believe there's one major family photo that we'll be taking. If I'm indicated otherwise, I'll fill it in and I'll let you know early. It's usual that we enter from one end and exit the other. So if I indicate that if I'm asking all the delegates to come through to the stage, I may indicate that we come through the right, we exit through the left. Thereafter, the guest of honor will depart, and we'll request that you remain seated. You remain within the room for a while. Halila may be back. One, to re-announce once again the program that we'll be having after the official opening, which I believe won't take too long. And thereafter, the cocktail. It's at Ngurudoto, a resort as she's already announced, a little bit out of town, not too far. It's about, I believe, 15-minute drive out of town, traffic permitting. But in the evening, it shouldn't be too bad, and we might have a rider. So the logistics with the transportation from here to your hotel, from your hotel to Ngurudoto, and also on our way back. All right? So that should be Halila coming in to fill on those. She also discussed the raffle that we have for the iPad, Mic, and Pencil Pro. Please drop your, okay, she'll come back and tell us, where do we drop our business cards? And I also suggested if you don't have your business cards, because you've already given them all away, just note down your name on a piece of paper and drop that in, and we'll do a raffle, and the lucky winner should be going away with something productive, item, the iPad. Right. So hope you're enjoying the sessions, and let's look forward to the tour as it begins. So he'll begin at the main, the marquee or the main tent downstairs. As he goes through, I'll be calling out, and I hope we can actually see it on screen. I'll be calling out the different areas that he's going to.
Yeah.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm informed that the guest of honor is approaching the exhibition area just behind us. For those within the exhibition areas, please leave only the personnel manning the booths, please. May I please request that everyone else either come and take their seats inside the main hall. Once again, for those in the exhibition area, please leave one or two or personnel required at your booth, please. If you are visiting, so that you would have been a bit mobile, not just sitting idly, please come back and take your seats. So we're underway, all right, the moment we've been waiting for. It's taken a bit of time, but we'll catch up where we've left off. Once again, we'll be upstanding as soon as I announce the arrival, the entry of the VIPs. We'll remain standing. We'll sing the Tanzania national anthem and a single verse from the East African Community Anthem. We'll take our seats. Our religious leaders will lead us in prayer, and then we'll begin with the official program. Kwa tafsiri, lugha ambayo nitatumia ni Kiingereza, lakini kuna labda sehemu mbili ambapo nitatumia Kiswahili kwa ufupi. Ili niweze kufanya kazi iwe rahisi, si lazima kunitafsiri, naweza nikaisema tu kwa Kiingereza kwa haraka. Kuwakaribisha viongozi wa dini, kumkaribisha mkuu wa mkoa, nadhani ni sehemu hizo mbili tu peke yake. Kwa naweza nikafanya ili nyinyi muweze kufocus na speeches ama na maneno ama jumbe ambazo zitatolewa na wageni wetu baada ya hapo. Asante sana, ili nisiwa confused. I can see the preps side of the room. And on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, we started with Air Tanzania. Hope you had a chance to visit yesterday. We may not have audio from this point. And that's Engineer Peter Olanga, the CEO. What the Prime Minister is pointing to is Twiga, the online magazine. I have a lot of those. I love reading those. They inform me a lot about things sometimes that I don't really catch within my own country and beyond. All right, handshake and movement into the next. According to my notes yesterday, we had the CIP Lounge, flawless service, fast-tracked VIP experience. And so they offer airport pickups, drop-offs, can arrange for upon request. Looking forward to serve you very soon. They're at the Julius Nyerere International Airport, Terminal number 3, Dar es Salaam. And Lake Aviation, I think they were at the same booth. CIP Lounge and Lake Aviation, and the TCCA follows next. That's the Tanzania Civil Aviation Authority. For your aviation safety and efficiency. A great partner To the Prime Minister's right, in spectacles, if you haven't met him already, if you're not acquainted, is the Honorable Minister of Transport, Professor Makame Mbarao. From TCCA, they'd be moving to the Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism. Now, under the ministry, under that particular ministry, you have the Ngorongoro Conservation Authority, Area Authority. You also have the Tanzania Wildlife Management Authority, TAWA, as well as Tanzania National Parks, and that's me, and Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute, and that's us. All right, hope we get back, if we can get the feedback. And Tanzania Forest Services Agency, TFS, I read into them. Tanzania has amazing natural fauna and flora. And of course, the Tanzania Tourist Board. At the very top, you can see our motto for Tanzania, Unforgettable Tanzania. Hope you go away with amazing, excellent memories, fantastic memories. Tanzania is the United Republic of Tanzania, encompassing the mainland and of course the islands of Zanzibar, which are Unguja and Pemba, Pemba to the north. All right, the feed should be cutting because of the movement, but that's not disturbing us in the least. I can see a lot of action just behind us. Whenever you see photographers running and a group of people coming through, I believe now they're within the exhibition area just behind us. Hope we can get a feed for that. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is a very good time for me to softly acknowledge our great sponsors and partners. If we don't get an audio feed from across, we're truly happy to be associated with Oilcom Tanzania Limited, Puma Energy Tanzania Limited, Azania Bank PLC, Dow Works Limited, Road Grip Limited, TTCL Corporation, UTT AMIS, Lake Aviation, TCAA, the Tanzania Civil Aviation Authority, Magilla Tech Company Limited, Turkish Airlines, Via Aviation Limited, Equity Aviation, Glory One Africa Trading Company Limited, Tanzania Ports Authority, Industrial Safety and General Mercantile, Susie and Kennedy Jewelry Limited, TASAC, the Tanzania Shipping Agency Corporation, the Tanzania Commercial Bank, Beijing Construction Engineering Group, Moivaro Investment and Trading Company, Air Tanzania, Precision Air, Stanbic Bank, National Housing Corporation, NHC, Tanzania, Let's acknowledge them with our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the great partnerships and associations. Unfortunately, we can't get the audio.
I can have a photo. Yeah, thank you and welcome. Yes.
Oh, we got a feed. That's a bit like me doing my selfies, forgetting that I still got my camera on. Goes with age. I see them moving across.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. This is Airports Company South Africa. We have an aviation training academy. We provide all aviation-related training from airport management, security, firefighting, and all other related training. We also have consulting services as Airports Company South Africa. Thank you.
All right, moving on.
Mheshimiwa mgeni rasmi, Mheshimiwa Kassim Majaliwa, Waziri Mkuu wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, karibu katika banda letu la Mamlaka ya Viwanja vya Ndege ambao ndio wenyeji wa mkutano huu wa 73 wa Baraza la Viwanja vya Ndege chini ya uratibu ya Wizara yetu ya Uchukuzi. Kwa kupitia baraza hili sisi kama viwanja vya ndege tumekuwa tukipata faida mbalimbali, kwani baraza hili linahusisha mashirika na mataasisi ya kiserikali yanayohusiana na uendeshaji wa viwanja vya ndege pamoja na makampuni binafsi, ambako sisi kama TA tunajivunia kupitia ACI tumepata mafanikio mbalimbali. Utakumbuka mwaka 2023 kama nchi viwanja vyetu vya Kia, Jainia na kile cha Abedi Amani Zanzibar vilifanyiwa ukaguzi na International Civil Aviation Organization na tukashika nafasi ya 4 Afrika. Lakini hiyo sio peke yake. Mwaka jana pia tulipata tuzo kule nchini Afrika Kusini ambayo inatolewa kila baada ya miaka miwili kwenye mkutano kama huu. Na sasa hivi pia kiwanja chetu cha Jainia kiko katika World Travel Awards na tunategemea tutafanya vizuri. Shukuru sana. Aidha, nilikuwa naomba mkurugenzi wetu mkuu kwa heshima ya kuwa mgeni rasmi atusaidie kukupa zawadi ya shukrani yetu. Umekuwa ukitusaidia sana. Na hii ni picha ya msalato, ulianza nayo toka foundation stone mpaka sasa hivi inakamilika. Lakini pia kutokana na cultural tourism na umoja ambao upo kupitia ACI, tuna kinyago ambacho hiki hapa. Lakini pia kutokana na kongamano hili ni la kitaalamu, tumekugea executive bag ambao utatukumbuka. Vingine viko kwenye mfuko. Asante sana.
That's the airport in Dodoma, the capital city.
Excellency, we are honored to have you visit our booth today. Thank you very much for your time. At Magila Tech, we provide smart integrated solutions for airports and large infrastructure projects across Africa. Today, we are showcasing our automated border control e-gate. It is an advanced and secure passenger management system that provides efficiency to the airport, and it streamlines airport operations. Now, beyond the e-gate, we also have comprehensive building management systems that we provide, as well as full servicing and maintenance of aviation systems across the continent. In addition to what we do in the e-gates and BMS space, we provide cybersecurity services through our analysts who work in our security operations centers. They provide 24/7 monitoring and rapid response to any security threats. We have an in-house software development team here in Tanzania, and they have built major platforms for the fintech industry, for aviation, for telecommunication, and healthcare. We are proudly a Tanzanian company with offices across Africa and the Middle East. Together, we integrate with their system, and we get the data from their system and send the data to their system. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Be sure to visit the exhibitions.
You're welcome, Your Excellency. This is Puma Energy Aviation. This company is a 50-50 joint venture between Puma International and the government of Tanzania. So we provide fueling services for all the aircraft that we have at our different locations. We support with Jet A1 and also Afgas. We are present at 8 airports in Tanzania. We are pioneering lots of innovations, sustainable innovation, fuel, making sure that we fuel aircraft on time, and lots of innovation solutions. So welcome, sir. Yeah, good to have you. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, thanks, sir. I appreciate it.
Looks like the action is coming this way, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready? Are we ready? Oh my goodness. All right. I've made the room too serious, eh? May I please request that we be upstanding? Ladies and gentlemen, please, may I raise you and the brass band, tafadhali, tumwingize mgeni rasmi ndani ya ukumbi. Honored to announce the arrival of the Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania. Please remain standing for the national anthem, United Republic of Tanzania, and the East African Community Anthem. your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Makofi tafadhali, and please let's take our seats. Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, tuwakaribishe wageni wetu kwa kauli mbiu kuu ya nchi yetu. Waisikie, waondoke nayo, nao wakafanye kazi endelevu. Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. That's right. The work continues in Tanzania. Mheshimiwa, naomba kwa ridhaa yako niendelee kusherehesha kwa lugha ya kitaalamu ya wanaanga. Nimekuona ulipofika pale Puma Energy ukaanza kuambiwa kuhusu aviation fuel. Kajiuliza mheshimiwa hapa atauliza nini? Kuna lugha nyingi za namna hiyo. Kwa namna hiyo basi Mheshimiwa Waziri Profesa Marawa yeye anaweza akawa anaelewa zaidi akakunongoneza kwamba hiyo labda inapatikana hapa Tanzania kwa bei na kadhalika. Kwa hiyo niruhusu niendelee na lugha ya kitaalamu, na kwa sehemu tutaheshimisha lugha yetu adhimu ya Kiswahili, haswa hapa ninapoanza kuwakaribisha viongozi wa dini kutuombea sala na dua. Na pia Mheshimiwa Mkuu wa Mkoa, kama hautajali nitakukaribisha pia uweze kukizungumza Kiswahili fasaha kwa hadhira hii, watatafsiriwa. Wengine wote ni wageni, pale na kwamba katibu mkuu atazungumza naye kwa Kiingereza na pia DG wetu atazungumza kwa Kiingereza, lakini ni kwa sababu ni tukio la kimataifa na pia la kisayansi, sayansi za anga za juu. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I've been granted, I believe, leeway to move ahead with the English. I will have a few places where I introduce the speakers in Swahili, a beautiful language, a unifying language, and I believe you're finding Tanzania unforgettable and a fantastic experience because Swahili unites us. And now, may I lead you in prayer by calling the following. Viongozi wetu wa dini, tunawathamini sana. Naomba sasa niwainue mmoja baada ya mwingine katika sehemu ambayo imeandaliwa hapo. Askofu Dr. Maasa Ole Gabriel, Katibu Mkuu Jumuiya ya Maridhiano na Amani Tanzania. Karibu sana utuombee.
Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania Kassim Majaliwa Mbunge, Mheshimiwa Profesa Makame Palawa Mbunge, Waziri wa Uchukuzi, Mheshimiwa Mkuu wetu wa Mkoa wa Arusha, Mheshimiwa Paul Christian Makonda, na meza kuu, mabibi na mabwana. Katika mkutano huu wa 73 wa viwanja vya ndege, kabla ya kuomba, naomba niseme kwa niaba ya viongozi wa dini, Jumuiya ya Maridhiano na Amani, tunaipongeza nchi yetu sana kwa maendeleo makubwa ambayo tunayo, hasa kwa miaka 10 hapa. Nchi yetu imeonyesha kwamba tuna uwezo mkubwa wa kufanya maendeleo kama mengine yaliyoko huko duniani. Kwa hiyo ninaomba kabla ya kuomba, kwa niaba ya viongozi wenzangu wa dini, niseme tunaipongeza serikali ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kwa maendeleo makubwa ambayo tunayo katika swala la viwanja vya ndege na ndege zenyewe. Tuombe. Mwenyezi Mungu, Baba wa Bwana wetu Yesu Kristo, mwanzilishi wa uumbaji na muendelezaji wa uumbaji, asante kwa sababu ya siku ya leo ambao umeipa nchi yetu heshima hii kubwa ya kuandaa mkutano huu wa 73 wa kuonyesha maendeleo ambayo watu wako katika dunia wanayo. Asante kwa sababu wewe umempa mwanadamu kipawa cha kubuni mambo ambacho kipawa hicho wewe ndio asili yake. Tunakushukuru kwa sababu ya nchi yetu, lakini pia kwa sababu ya bara letu la Afrika ambalo hukutuweka nyuma katika yale ambayo Daniel katika kitabu chake aliona katika maono kwamba katika siku hizi maarifa yataongezeka. Mungu wetu, tunakushukuru kwamba na katika nchi yetu na katika bara letu maarifa pia yanaongezeka. Tunaomba kwa sababu ya mkutano huu wa 73 ambao watu wako wanaketi na kutafakari kwa pamoja juu ya namna ya kuendeleza maarifa katika habari ya viwanja vya ndege katika bara letu la Afrika. Tunauombea mkutano huu, wape maarifa walio nayo iboreke, na yale ambayo maarifa wasio nayo ninaomba kawape katika jina la Yesu. Lakini tunaomba kwa sababu ya utawala wa viongozi wetu katika bara la Afrika, Bwana, tunaomba ukatupe mshikamano, wape viongozi wetu mshikamano ili kuifanya Afrika iwe mfano wa kuigwa na hata yale mabara mengine. Tunaomba kwa sababu ya rais wetu wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania ambaye amekuwa sababu ya mvuto mkubwa hata wa ugeni kama huu, na wasaidizi wake, makamu wa rais, waziri mkuu, naibu waziri mkuu, baraza la mawaziri, bunge na muhimili wa mahakama, wakuu wa mikoa, wakuu wa wilaya na vyombo vya ulinzi na usalama. Tunaviombea Mungu wetu kwamba vyote vikawe salama katika mikono yako. Katika jina la Mungu Baba, Mwana na Roho Mtakatifu tumeomba. Amen.
Amen. Sheikh Hamis Kasim Mwadogo kutoka BAKWATA, the Muslim Council of Tanzania. Karibu.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. Mheshimiwa Qasim Majaliwa Qasim, Waziri Mkuu wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, Profesa Mbarawa, Waziri wa Uchukuzi, na Mheshimiwa Makonda ambaye ndio mkuu wetu wa mkoa, na wajumbe wote mliopo, itifaki imezingatiwa. Miongoni mwa malengo makubwa katika viwanja vyetu vya ndege, mojawapo ni usafiri wa kuwatoa watu katika nchi fulani kwenda katika nchi fulani. Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam anasema, safiru tasihu wa taghnamu, safirini mtapata afya na mtafaidika. Kitaalamu, kuna watu maumbile yao hawafai kabisa kuishi katika sehemu za baridi, na kuna wengine hawafai kabisa kuishi sehemu za joto. Kwa kitakachowanusuru ni kusafiri kutoka mahali fulani kwenda mahali fulani, au ukiwa na afya njema unaweza kusafiri nchi yoyote kwenda kutafuta tiba. Kwa hiyo kwenye safari kuna afya, na ndani ya safari kuna kufaidika kiuchumi. Lakini tunavyovipanda vipando, huwa vile vipando ni viumbe ambavyo Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala ametudhalilishia kwetu. Kwa mujibu wa Qur'ani katika sura Zukhrufi aya ya 13 mpaka 14, Mwenyezi Mungu anasema, subhanalladhi sakhara lana hadha wama kunna lahu muqrinin wa inna ila rabbina lamunqalibun. Ametakasika Mwenyezi Mungu ambaye amevidhalilisha hivi vipando, ima wanyama au ndege au chochote, ili sisi tuweze kuvitumia. Na kama sio kudhalilisha Mwenyezi Mungu, tusingiweza kwa uwezo wetu sisi kuvitumia, na sisi kwa Mwenyezi Mungu tutarejea. Hii ni dua mara nyingi tunapopanda kwenye vipando tunasema hivyo, kwa sababu ni viumbe vikishakataa huwa hakuna njia nyingine, tunamtegemea Mwenyezi Mungu. Kwa nawasisitiza ndugu zangu, tunapopanda vipando hivi tumuombeeni Mwenyezi Mungu sana, ikiwemo dua hii au kwa nyingine yote ambayo mtu anaifahamu. Kinachofuata naomba tuombe. Mwenyezi Mungu muumba mbingu na ardhi na vyote vilivyomo, tunakuomba ubariki mkutano wetu wa leo kwa kuwapa afya njema wajumbe wote waliopo, na wajalie yale ambayo yatafundishwa katika mkutano wetu huu yasaidie kwenye jamii, na utakapomalizika mkutano warudi majumbani kwao wakazikute familia zao ziko salama, na wao wenyewe warudi kwa salama na amani. Mwenyezi Mungu nakuomba Rais wetu wa Jamhuri ya Muungano na Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu Majaliwa Kassim Majaliwa na wateule wote wa rais, ambapo hapa tuko naye Mheshimiwa Mbarawa pamoja na mkuu wetu wa mkoa Makonda na wateule wake wote, tunakuomba Mwenyezi Mungu uwape afya njema, uwape hikma, uwape ukweli, uwape hurma, uwape uvumilivu, uwape subra, uwape busara katika kuitumikia jamii ya Watanzania. Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba wajalie bara la Afrika lote liendelee kuwa na amani, kuwa na utulivu, kuheshimu viongozi wao, kuondoa mabalaa na yoyote ambaye anafanya mbinu mbaya za kutufanya tuishi kwa vibaya. Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba umzuie na utuhukumie mtu huyo. Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba wajalie Watanzania na Afrika nzima wawe na uzalendo wa kupenda nchi zao, wawe na uzalendo wa kupenda rasilimali zao, wawe na uzalendo wa kupendana wenyewe kwa wenyewe, kuondoa vurugu ambazo zitakuwa zinasababishwa na watu wa nje au ndani ya nchi zao. Mwenyezi Mungu libariki jiji la Arusha. Mwenyezi Mungu ibariki Afrika Mashariki. Mwenyezi Mungu ibariki Afrika. Amin, amin.
Amen. Thank you very much to our religious leaders. And now we may proceed. Honorable Kassim Majaliwa Majaliwa, Member of Parliament and the Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania, welcome. We are honored to have your esteemed presence to officiate the opening ceremony of the 73rd ACI Africa Board Committee Meetings, Regional Conference and Exhibition in this picturesque city of Arusha here in Tanzania. I reserve the full protocol acknowledgements for the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transport, Professor Godius Kayarara, whom I have the honor of welcoming to the podium for his welcome and introductory remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, with your hands, please. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Honorable Kassim Majaliwa, Prime Minister, United Republic of Tanzania, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have been given a task to introduce members who have attended this important conference. So my task will be straight away, starting by mentioning who are in this room, either in groups or in person. The first is Honorable Professor Makame Mbarawa, is the Minister of Transport, United Republic of Tanzania. We have Honorable Paul Makonda, the Regional Commissioner, Arusha Region. We have members of Parliament from the Tanzania National Assembly, led by the representative of the Chairman of the Committee of Infrastructure, Halim Lagila. We have leaders of political parties, led by Thomas Sabaya, Chairperson, CCM, Arusha. I hope whoever is representing can stand on his behalf. We have, I've not seen the Mrisho Gambo, if he's here. He's in my list. Mrisho Gambo is a member of Parliament, Arusha Town Council, Town Constituent, sorry. We have Mr. Abdul Mambo Kaleo, Director General of Tanzania Airports Authority. We have Mr. Emmanuel Chavez, the Airport Council International Africa, the President from Mozambique. We have Mr. Justin Erbakio, Director General, Airport Council International World. We have Mr. Harley Tonsi, Secretary General, Airport General, Council International Africa. Mr. Juma Hassan Fimbo, the Board Chairman of the Tanzania Airports Authority. We have Mr. Msangi, Director General, Tanzania Civil Aviation Authority. Peter Ulanga, the Managing Director, Air Tanzania Corporation. We have the Arusha General Security Council led by Mr. Msalie Musa, Regional Administrative Secretary. We have the Arusha Regional District Commissioner led by Honorable Joseph Mkude. We have Honorable Maximilian Iranka, Arusha Lord Mayor. These are those who are on my list. Otherwise, we have several people, several organizations which have been represented here. We have all the airports in Africa and representatives. We have the development partners, the World Bank, and all others who have not been mentioned here. We recognize your presence and we appreciate for your coming. So I think this was my task. Honorable guest of honor, thank you very much. I submit.
Thank you, the Permanent Secretary, for the introductory remarks. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, speakers at the podium, please observe standing protocol by acknowledging the guest of honor and the distinguished VIPs at the high table so that we don't have a long roll call of protocol as you come to speak. Let me change my tone because we're about to present something amazing for you, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the Unleashed community of artists and creative leaders from the Unleashed Academy by Unleashed Africa, a collective unlocking Africa's future through creativity, leadership, and innovation. They honor us today with a special song, Karibuni Tanzania, in a special performance, an original piece written by my co-hostess, Kalila Mbowe, a tribute to Tanzania's beauty, unity, and spirit. Enjoy the performance. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Unleashed Africa.
Tanzania, nakupenda kwa moyo wote. Nchi yangu Tanzania, jina lako ni tamu sana. Nilalapo na kuota wewe, niamkapo ni heri mama we. Tanzania, Tanzania, nakupenda kwa moyo wote. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tanzania, the land of the Kilimanjaro, where the motherland, Africa, peaks. Come on, to the land where dreams take root, where the soul of Africa, with beauty unmatched, calls out to you. Karibuni, Tanzania. Love and peace, Africa's pride. Tanzania. Karibuni, Tanzania. Where the motherland comes alive. Tanzania. Karibuni, Tanzania. Feel at home, let your spirit soar. Tanzania. Karibuni, Tanzania. True beauty, Africa soul. Tanzania. Kutoka mlima Kilimanjaro hadi ziwa Tanganyika, urembo asili
wapatia kila dakika, bahari ya Hindi yapendeza, mashallah, visiwa marashi kunukia, Serengeti ajabu, ona simba wanavunguruma, Ngorongoro hanang'ara, hapafananishwi, mbuga zetu ni fahari, na Tanzania ni zawadi, mbuga zetu ni fahari, na Tanzania ni zawadi. Karibuni Tanzania, love and peace, Africa's pride. Tanzania, karibuni Tanzania, where the motherland comes alive. Tanzania, karibuni Tanzania, feel at home, let your spirit soar. Tanzania, karibuni Tanzania, true beauty, Africa's soul. Tanzania, and here, when we say karibu, we don't just welcome you to a place, we welcome you to a people, to peace, to purpose, to harmony. Here, you are not just a visitor, you are family. You will taste our stories in every meal, feel the rhythm in every handshake, and our dreams in every sunrise. Mabibi na mabwana, this is Tanzania. Karibuni Tanzania, love and peace, Africa's pride. Tanzania, karibuni Tanzania, where the motherland comes alive. Tanzania, karibuni Tanzania, feel at home, let your spirit soar. Tanzania, karibuni Tanzania, true beauty, Africa's soul. Tanzania, karibuni.
I can't sing, so I don't know what follows next. Hi, makofi kwao. Let's put our hands together. Unleashed Africa, what a fantastic performance. And congratulations, Halila, you got a beautiful voice. And congratulations for working well with the young people in creativity. Honorable guest of honor, so that I don't surprise you anymore, may I please now request the pleasure of the Regional Commissioner, Mheshimiwa Paul Christian Makonda, for his greetings. Mheshimiwa Mkuu wa Mkoa, wageni hawa ni wako, mkoa huu ni wako, mkoa umechangamka sana. Karibu sana.
Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu, mgeni wetu rasmi, Mheshimiwa Waziri kakaangu Profesa Mbalawa, na kutambua uwepo wa, nafikiri mnamtambua kama rais, the president wa aviation ya Afrika, lakini na secretariat yote wakiongozwa na katibu mkuu wetu pamoja na watu wa mamlaka ya viwanja vya ndege. Asalamu alaikum. Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. It is one of the very difficult and challenging time to speak in front of your boss. So I have to choose carefully what I want to talk, but I also have to make sure that you have been entertaining to be in the city of Arusha. Tunasemaga siku zote, we are privileged to have guests and to be the city of managing to conduct a different conference in our region. na sisi vikao vyetu hivi vyote vinatuletea hela. Na kaka yangu hapa kutoka Mozambiki ameniambia atatuachia hela nyingi sana kuhakikisha kwamba Arusha yetu inaendelea kwa vizuri. Lakini na mambo makubwa mawili, Mheshimiwa mgeni rasmi. Moja, nataka nimshukuru sana Profesa Mbarawa kwa sababu ya namna alivyoamua kutuwekea uwanja mzuri wa kisasa katika mkoa wetu wa Arusha, ambao sasa nina uhakika kama sio namba moja basi itakuwa ni namba 2 kwa nchi yetu ya Tanzania. Lakini naendelea kuextend shukrani zangu kwake chini ya katibu mkuu kwa kulizia uwanja wetu wa Arusha uweze kuwa uwanja wa kutumika kwa ndege zetu ndogo zinazounganisha Afrika Mashariki wanaotaka kutua katika uwanja wetu wa Arusha. Nafahamu hatua zinaendelea vizuri na si muda mrefu mamlaka watatangaza ya kwamba Arusha inaweza ikatumia sasa uwanja wetu wa ndege kama point of entry kwa kuwaruhusu wageni wenye private jet pamoja na hizi ndege za caravan kuja Arusha bila kuhangaika kwenda Kilimanjaro. Lakini la mwisho na kubwa ni kuwakaribisha tena Arusha. Pata nafasi ya kupita kwenye maonyesho, kazi iliyofanywa na wizara yetu ya uchukuzi ni kubwa, na tuwapongeza sana mamlaka ya ndege kukubalika kwa hosti wa mkutano wetu huu, na kuwaomba isiwe mara ya mwisho, waje tena na waje tena na waje tena, kwa kuwa Arusha iko salama na mkoa wetu una mazingira yote ya kuwakaribisha wageni. Politician always we say the last. Afu tunamalizia kabisa la mwisho kabisa. Msisite kwenda kwenye mbuga zetu za wanyama. Tuna mbuga Ngorongoro, tuna Arusha National Park, lakini pia tuna upande wetu mzuri wa hapa Monduli. Kwa hiyo niwaombe sana kwa muda mtakao kuwepo katika mkoa wetu wa Arusha, mtembelee haya maeneo yote muweze kupata uhalisia wa Arusha kuwa Geneva ya Afrika. Baada ya kusema hayo, nawashukuru tena na karibuni tena, na tuko pamoja kupokea maelekezo yako Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu kwa yale ambayo yataonekana nafaa. Lakini nimesema nimpongeze sana Prof kwa kazi kubwa nzuri anayoifanya, na sisi huku tumeshaanza kutamba kujengewa SGR, na najua ni miongoni mwa jambo ambalo linakwenda kwenye bajeti ya Bunge. Kwa Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu, wakati Mheshimiwa Mbarawa akiwasilisha bajeti yake ya Bunge ya mwaka huu, basi tunaomba uunge mkono tu kwa kutikisa kichwa kwamba SGR ije pia katika mkoa wetu wa Arusha. Asante sana Mheshimiwa.
Professor, you're in trouble. But it'll be a good idea. It's a small town, it's quite congested, probably needs a bit of an infrastructure upgrade. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to the Regional Commissioner. A warm welcome to Arusha. Please explore it, get to know it. It's very vibrant. And now, the Ministry of Transport of the United Republic of Tanzania, together with the Airports Council International Africa and the Tanzania Airports Authority, have convened this gathering. It's my great pleasure to welcome our host within Tanzania, the Director General of the Tanzania Airports Authority, for his remarks. They will be followed by a short video. Please use your headset for translation where needed. And then we'll also welcome our guests. Justin Erbachi from ACI World. The President will also have a chance to speak, Emmanuel Chavez. And we'll also welcome Mr. Ali Tunsi, the Secretary General ACI Africa, to speak thereafter. And so for now, our host, Karibu Sana. Most welcome, Bwana Abdul Mombo Kaleo. Let's put our hands together to the Director General, TAA.
Honorable Kassim Majaliwa, Member of Parliament, Prime Minister of United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Professor Makame Mbarawa, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me start by thanking Almighty God for blessing us with the good health and allowing us to be here for the very premier event. May I take this opportunity to thank you, guest of honor, to accept to be as the guest of honor, and we know you are very busy. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is our great honor. I want to stand to welcome you all at the 73rd ACI Africa Regional Committee meeting, which is a game changer to the aviation industry in Tanzania and the East African region. This year's event will focus on sustainable aviation and tourism for economic prosperity, with a concern on the carbon emission reduction, strategy to overcome operational challenges, and embrace resilience and technological advancements. Tanzania Airport Authority and other aviation stakeholders are ready to reap the benefit from the outcome of the meetings, which pave the way to the cutting-edge development of the industry. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Tanzania Airport Authority, being the host of the important meeting, demonstrates not only its active membership to the ACI Africa, but it also is a sign of how much we as a country is committed to foster close cooperation with the international partners. As we are attending to this meeting today, we are also looking forward for the opportunities to host future meetings and conferences of the aviation industry. Distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, with these few remarks, I wish to again welcome you to the meeting, and I say thank you very much. Karibuni Tanzania.
Honorable guest of honor, distinguished VIPs, distinguished delegates, let's take a look at the screen. This video encompasses our theme. As we navigate towards a greener future, harnessing sustainable aviation and tourism for economic prosperity. I hope my technology won't let me down. All right, very well. I'll move on. We'll find a slot to slot in, ladies and gentlemen, but it shouldn't take away from the flow of the events that we're going over. And so, after the host has spoken, I'd welcomed remarks from ACI Africa, World, and of course, finally, with the president of ACI Africa. It's my great pleasure to welcome Mr. Ali Tunsi, the Secretary General. With your hands, ladies and gentlemen, ACI Africa, for his remarks. Karibu sana.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Honorable Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Habari Zamchana, good afternoon. It's both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today. I extend my deepest gratitude to the chief guest, the Honorable Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa of the United Republic of Tanzania. I also wish to acknowledge Mr. Paul Makunda, Regional Commissioner of Arusha, and Professor Makame Mbarawa, the Honorable Minister of Transport. My sincere thanks goes also to Mr. Abdul Mombokalo, Director General of the Tanzania Airport Authority, for being such a gracious and exceptional host, and to his team, members who have worked hard behind the scene, ensuring that every details was managed with utmost care and professionalism. The success of this conference also rests on the indefectible support of our sponsors and exhibitors, as well as on the nearly 400 delegates joining us from across Africa and beyond. Your support and presence have energized this gathering, and I am profoundly moved by your dedication to the vision we share. As I speak to you under the theme of this conference, navigating toward a green future, harnessing sustainable aviation and tourism for economic prosperity, I see this gathering not only as a platform for vital dialogue, but also as collective commitment to integrating sustainable practice that promote economic growth while safeguarding our environment. Ladies and gentlemen, the aviation sector in Africa stands at the forefront of this transformation, poised to unlock the continent's vast potential as a powerful driver of connectivity, development, and long-term prosperity. Sharing of optimism, Africa's aviation sector saw encouraging growth in 2024, with passenger traffic increased by 9.5% to reach 235 million. This upward trend is not only evidence of our resilience, but also a precursor to the extraordinary future that awaits us, with a forecast predicting nearly 690 million passengers by 2053 for our continent. I am deeply impressed by the strategic importance of airport in Tanzania, from Julius Nyerere International Airport in Dar es Salaam to Kilimanjaro International and Obeid Amani Karume International in Zanzibar. These gateways are more than transportation hub. They are dynamic intersection where the magic of Serengeti, the majesty of Kilimanjaro, and the charm of Zanzibar's pristine beaches converge with limitless opportunity. It's also encouraging to note that the future of Tanzanian aviation is expected to grow from 6.5 million passengers in 2024 to nearly 19 over the next 3 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, the mission and commitment of ACI Africa are clear. ACI is devoted to advancing the quality, safety, and security, sustainability, and the resilience of each and every African airport. We must all recognize that our future depends on the decision we take today, in particular for our environment. ACI Africa is determined in promoting sustainable initiatives such as the Airport Carbon Accreditation, our own Sustainable Aviation Academy, and initiatives such as the Environment and Sustainable Development Awards, which this year spotlight sustainable waste management. In fact, beyond sustainability and policy, my focus remains on people. I take great pride in the capacity building initiative under the African Airport Development Program of ACI Africa, training over 3,500 airport professionals, many at no cost, and empowering nearly 900 individuals last year alone, reaffirm ACI Africa's belief that our people are our greatest asset. By investing in training focused on operational safety, sustainability, technology, and certification, among others, ACI Africa is committed to nurturing the human potential that transform visionary idea into lasting impact. Ladies and gentlemen, today I ask you to join me, not just in speech, but in action. Let's forge ahead with the conviction that our investment in sustainable aviation and tourism will elevate our continent. Let the leadership of Tanzania and the spirit of Africa serve as our guiding lights, inspiring us to break barriers, challenge the status quo, and build a legacy that future generations will celebrate. I stand therefore with you, a heart full of determination and optimism. Together, let us transform our shared vision into reality, ensuring that Africa not only resides but soars on new heights. Let's Arusha 2025 be remembered as the place where ideas become action and ambition met opportunity. Asante sana, thank you very much, and I wish you all an inspiring and fruitful conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ali Tosi. It's my great pleasure to welcome Mr. Justin Arabachi, the DG, ACI World. Ladies and gentlemen, your hands, please.
Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking Prime Minister and his entire government, the entire organization of Tanzania Airport Authority for being such fantastic hosts. It's been an amazing experience. You have a beautiful country with beautiful people, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to be here. I want to talk just quickly about the state of the global aviation industry. Right now, the state is very optimistic and promising. We have easily surpassed this in 2024, the pre-pandemic passenger traffic numbers, and we are poised to double those numbers by 2045. And in Africa here, you've even outpaced the global average, increasing yourselves 11.1% above 2019 numbers, and again are poised to double the number of passengers that go through here by 2042 or 2043. That is significant, and that's despite a lot of the challenges that we have to the industry right now with two conflicts in the globe. We have a lot of problems with aircraft, with engines, with resources, yet our industry remains robust and resilient. And we will continue to see that resilience. And we at ACI World will work very closely with ACI Africa to make sure that we are working with our airports to help them to do all they need to accommodate that growth and be successful in doing so. And I want to acknowledge the leadership of ACI Africa President Emmanuel Chavez and the Secretary General Ali Tunzi for all they've done to bring the airports in Africa forward. After yesterday's board meeting, we see that the impacts they have had are significant and impactful to this nation and this continent. And we continue our commitment to work with them at ACI World level. Now, we all know that we're facing some potential headwinds in the industry with the geopolitical changes, with some of the trade issues, with some of the other consumer confidence challenges. But we should not let these headwinds deter us from doing all that we need to do as an industry to accommodate this growth, because we are a resilient industry and this growth will happen and we need to prepare ourselves for it. So I want to say thank you again to this wonderful country for welcoming us, and asante sana. At this time, we'd like to ask the President of ACI Africa, Emmanuel Chavez, to come up and provide his remarks.
Your Excellency, the Honorable Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa, all protocol duly observed, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Jambo. It gives to me immense pleasure to address you today in the vibrant city of Arusha an emblem of dialogue, development, and regional cooperation. This occasion marks yet another milestone in our collective journey to advance the aviation sector across Africa. I join my Secretary General, Mr. Lee Tunsin, and the Director General of ACI World, Mr. Justin, in expressing our heartfelt gratitude to the United Republic of Tanzania and the Tanzania Airport Authority for graciously welcoming us to your beautiful country for this important week-long gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin by reflecting on the unique challenges faced by many of our airports, especially those with a low passenger traffic. Financial viability and long-term sustainability remain key concerns. At the ACI Africa board meeting yesterday, our discussions centered on the range of adaptable strategies from initiative revenue generation methods and public-private partnership to expanding cargo capacities and diversifying non-aeronautical income streams, among others. Such strategies, when effectively implemented, can help even our smallest airport evolve into sustainable engines of economic growth. I also wish to draw your attention to broader vision that is reshaping the future of air transport across the continent. The liberalization of air services embodied in the African Union Single African Air Transport Market SATAM initiative. This vision represents more than a policy shift. It is a transformational agenda for African connectivity, economic integration, and opportunity creation. Ladies and gentlemen, by removing unnecessary restriction and open our skies, we have the power not only to transform air travel, but also to drive economic integration, boost trade, and foster regional prosperity. By easing restrictions and fostering a more open aviation environment, we enable more accessible and affordable air travel, promote trade and tourism, and deepen regional ties. These are not abstract benefits. They are tangible outcomes that touch the lives of all of us on the continent. However, the path of realization is not without the hurdles. Ladies and gentlemen, a recent ACI Africa survey reveals strong support for this liberalization vision among our members, with 94% of respondents seeing it as a critical for development, but yet major implementation challenges persist. Among the concerns raised were inadequate airport infrastructure to support increased air traffic, lack of harmonized aviation policies and regulation, broader policy and procedural barriers such as fragmented visa systems, customers' complexity, and protectionist tendencies. There are no unmountable challenges, but they require collective will practical solutions, and sustained commitment. In this context, I respectfully call upon the leadership of the United Republic of Tanzania, a great nation that plays a key role in East Africa connectivity and economic potential, to consider actively engaging in this continent vision. Believe me, your participation would carry weight and meaning. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment of choice. The future of Africa aviation is in not just on policy frameworks, but on the decisions we make now to collaborate, to align, and to lead. If we act with determination, we will create a more connected, competitive, and a resilient air transport sector in Africa that empowers millions and stimulates inclusive growth. Let us not ask if Africa is ready for this future. Let us instead ask, are we ready to make it happen? The time is now. Thank you very much. Karibu sana.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the President and to the previous speakers before him, honorable guest of honor, the key resounding agendas of for the days that will be used for the meetings and the exhibitions and so forth center around economic growth, technological advancement, tourism development, but one key thing is sustainable development. And the event will promote sustainable aviation practices that align with Tanzania's commitment to environmental conservation. Now, the video that failed me before, I believe it will play now, will clearly show our very esteemed delegates how Tanzania is taking steps now. Ladies and gentlemen.
Tanzania, nchi yenye uzuri wa asili inayozungukwa na misitu, mito, bahari, wanyamapori na viumbe hai adimu, na kuifanya kuwa kivutio kwa watalii na wageni kutoka mataifa mbalimbali duniani. Tanzania inatambua jitihada zinazoendelea kuchukuliwa na wadau katika juhudi za kupunguza na kukabiliana na athari za mabadiliko ya tabia nchi, ikiwa ni pamoja na mvua zisizotabirika, ongezeko la joto, ukame na mafuriko.
Tanzania is continuing to construct and expand rapid transport networks that are expected to reduce more than 900 million tons of carbon generated each year. We are also determined to increase the use of renewable energy sources from 60% in 2015 to 80% in 2025. Tanzania also is committed to preserve 48 million hectares of forest, and this is about 55% of the total land area of the country. And on top of that, we are planting 200 million trees in every 3 years. We call upon effective implementation of technology transfer while unlocking climate finance to fund our national determined contributions. We are also urging the developed world to raise their subsequent NDC's ambitions to halt greenhouse gas emissions from crossing the irreversible tipping point of atmospheric concentration
of carbon dioxide.
The United Republic of Tanzania appreciates all individual efforts and other collective measures taken thus far in implementing interventions geared at upscaling, mitigation, and adaptation. Despite the efforts, we are observing unprecedented changes across the whole climate system in every region. Tanzania has put forward ambitious targets on both adaptation and mitigation. Through national determined contributions, the government spends on average $500 million per annum on adaptation measures and up to 3% of its GDP on mitigation and building community resilience.
Jitihada za kukabiliana na mabadiliko ya tabia nchi zimeibua changamoto na fursa muhimu ambazo zinaweza kusaidia kuchochea uhifadhi na maendeleo endelevu. Katika kuhakikisha changamoto zinazoendelea na fursa zilizopo zinakuwa na manufaa, serikali ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania imechukua hatua mbalimbali, ikiwa ni pamoja na mapitio ya sera, uandaaji wa kanuni, mikakati na miongozo. Biashara ya kaboni ni mojawapo ya nyenzo muhimu katika kukabiliana na mabadiliko ya tabia nchi duniani. Biashara hii hufanyika miongoni mwa nchi wanachama wa mkataba wa mabadiliko ya tabia nchi, itifaki ya Kyoto na makubaliano ya Paris. Tanzania imeanzisha kituo cha kitaifa cha ufuatiliaji wa kaboni, yani NCMC, ikiwa na jukumu muhimu la kufuatilia, kuratibu na kutoa ithibati kwa makampuni ya uwekezaji kutoka ndani na nje ya nchi kushiriki katika masoko ya biashara ya kaboni duniani. Maeneo muhimu ya biashara ya kaboni ni pamoja na: mosi, sekta ya usafirishaji kupitia matumizi ya mifumo ya magari ya umeme na uwekezaji katika mifumo ya usafiri wa mabasi ya umma. Pili, sekta ndogo ya nishati, ikiwa ni pamoja na uzalishaji wa umeme kwa kutumia gesi asilia, umeme wa maji, joto ardhi, upepo, mawimbi ya bahari na nishati ya jua, matumizi ya gesi ya asilia na teknolojia bora za nishati. Tatu, usimamizi na uchakataji wa taka ngumu kaboni, ikiwa ni pamoja na ukuzaji wa teknolojia za kubadilisha taka kuwa nishati, urejelezaji wa maji taka na uzalishaji wa gesi chafu katika sekta ya usimamizi wa taka. Nne, ni pamoja na kilimo rafiki kwa mazingira, yani smart agriculture, inayojumuisha mbinu za kisasa na teknolojia bora za kilimo na mifumo endelevu ya uzalishaji wa mazao, ikiwa ni pamoja na kilimo cha umwagiliaji. Utekelezaji wa biashara ya kaboni utachangia kupunguza gesi joto zinazosababisha ongezeko la joto duniani na hatimaye kupunguza athari za mabadiliko ya tabia nchi, kuchangia katika utunzaji endelevu wa mazingira na kuleta maendeleo endelevu ya kijamii na kiuchumi.
An emphatic message from Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, His Excellency Dr. Philip Isidore Mpango, the Vice President of Tanzania, and not just a message, ladies and gentlemen, from both of our leaders, high-ranking leaders. We also have the Chief Implementer honoring and ready to officiate our event. Let's put our hands together. This shows the commitment of the government of the United Republic of Tanzania. And now it's my great pleasure to move this program towards the Honorable Professor Makame Mbarawa, Member of Parliament and Minister of Transport. Karibu, Professor. The audience is all yours. You also have the honor of welcoming the guest of honor to speech. Ladies and gentlemen, your hands to the Honorable Minister.
Honorable Kassim Majaliwa, Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Honorable guest of honor, distinguished participants, allow me to begin by expressing my deep appreciation to you, Honorable Prime Minister, for honoring us with your presence at this important occasion despite your demanding programs. Your presence is a great source of inspiration and a clear reflection of the government's unwavering commitment to the growth of aviation sector. Let me also take this opportunity to sincerely thank Airports Council International Africa for the wise decision to select Tanzania as the host country for 73rd ACI Africa Board meetings, regional committee meetings, and exhibitions. This honor is not taken lightly. It is a vote of confidence in our ability, and we are proud to be a host. I would also like to commend the entire National Organizing Committee under the close leadership of our permanent secretaries for their tireless effort in ensuring the success of this event. Asanteni sana kwa kazi mzuri mlioifanya. Honorable guest of honor, distinguished participants, this gathering brings together aviation leaders, airport operators, policymakers, and experts from across the continent and beyond. It provides a rare but crucial platform for engaging in fruitful dialogue on how to transform the aviation industry, not only in terms of efficiency and safety, but also with a forward-looking focus on sustainability, resilience, and economic inclusivity. This year's themes, navigating towards green future, harnessing sustainable aviation and tourism for economic prosperity, could not be more relevant. In a time when Africa's air transport sector is poised for growth, we must adopt innovative practices that protect our environment, empower our youth, and drive inclusive development. Hosting this meeting in Arusha, a seat that both a tourism hub and a strategic gateway to the Northern Corridor, offer Tanzania a golden opportunity to showcase its investment potential, not only in aviation and tourism, but also in logistic, green infrastructure, and regional cooperation. We believe this event will first strengthen the partnerships between African airports and the global players. Secondly, will boost investor confidence. Third, enhance visibility for Tanzania aviation and tourism sector. And fourth, build the capacity of young professionals and institutions to manage modern and sustainable airport systems. Honorable guest of honor, distinguished participants, this is the second time Tanzania is hosting ACI Africa meeting. The last one was in 2007. Much has changed since then. Our aviation landscape has evolved, new technology has emerged, and conversation around climate changes have become more urgent. This is our momentum to engage, to learn, to connect, and most importantly, to lead. On behalf of the Ministry of Transport and the Government of the United Republic of Tanzania, I warmly welcome all of you once again to this beautiful region of Arusha. We hope your stay will be productive, meaningful, and memorable. With these few remarks, I now humbly invite the guest of honor, Honorable Kassim Majaliwa, the Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania, to official address and inaugurate this important meeting. Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu, kwa heshima na unyenyekevu mkubwa, karibu sana uweze kutuhutubia. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu.
Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Please, sit down, please. Honorable Professor Makame Mbarawa, Minister of Transport, Honorable Khalid Salum Mohammed, Minister for Works, Communication and Transport, Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar, Honorable Paul Makonda, Regional Commissioner for Arusha Region, and the entire delegation from Arusha Region, Honorable Ali Mrangira, Member of Parliament, and the Chairman of Permanent Committee of Parliament of Tanzania, responsible for infrastructure, Professor Godias Kiarara, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transport, Mr. Justin Ebasi, Director General, Airports Council International, Mr. Emmanuel Chavez, President, Airports Council International, Africa, Mr. Abdulrahman Mombo Kaleo, Director General, Tanzania Airports Authority, Mr. Ali Tausi, Secretary General, Airports Council International, Africa, government officials present here, esteemed representatives from the private sector, religious members, members of media, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin by thanking the Almighty God, the most merciful, for blessing us together here in Arusha, Tanzania, for this significant continental event, the 7th Third Airport Council International Africa Board Meeting, Regional Committee Meeting, and exhibitions. It is my distinct honor and a privilege to address this distinguished gathering and to extend to each of you a very warm welcome to Tanzania, particularly to Arusha, the jewel of East Africa and the gateway to some of the world's most iconic tourism destinations. Distinguished delegates, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed further with my remarks, it is my great honor to convey my warm greetings and best wishes from our national leaders who have officially entrusted me with the responsibility of deliver their messages to you on this important occasion. The first leader, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, His Excellency Dr. Philip Isidore Mpango, Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, and His Excellency Dr. Hussein Ali Hassan Mwinyi, President of the Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolution Council. The Excellencies extend their heartfelt greetings to all participants of the 73rd Airport Council International Africa Board Meeting, Regional Committee Meeting, and Exhibition. They warmly welcome you to the city of Arusha, to Tanzania at large, and Zanzibar, emphasizing that Tanzania is a true home for all. Our leaders also recognizes and deeply appreciate your commitment to advancing aviation and tourism across the African continent. They commend you for your participation in this significant and strategic event, which reflects a collective vision for sustainable and prosperous Africa. Distinguished delegates, on their behalf and on behalf of the government of the United Republic of Tanzania, I extend once again our warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to Tanzania, a land of peace, opportunity, and genuine hospitality. Distinguished delegates, Tanzania is gently honored to host this high-level forum, bringing together over 300 aviation leaders, policymakers, and innovators from across Africa and beyond. This event provides a valuable opportunity to share ideas, experiences, and strategies that can help shape the future of air transport and tourism on the continent. The theme of this year's meeting, Navigating Towards a Greener Future, Harnessing Sustainable Aviation and Tourism for Economic Prosperity, is both timely and in alignment with our national development aspirations. As climate challenges accelerate and environmental sustainability becomes non-negotiable, this theme underscores our shared responsibility to build greener, more resilient air transport that support inclusive economic growth. Distinguished delegates, Tanzania's commitment under Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, I take this moment to express profound gratitude to Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, whose visionary leadership and inclusive governance have significantly elevated Tanzania's global standing. Under her guidance, our nation has made remarkable green progress in key sectors as follows. First, peace and economic growth. Tanzania continues to be a model of stability in the region. Since 2021, we have experienced steady economic growth with the annual tourism arrivals. The number of tourism are increasing. This is the result of strategic investment, improved infrastructure, and the international promotion initiatives such as the world film known as the Royal Tour. Second, infrastructure development. Key national projects such as the Julius Nyerere hydropower project with a generation of capacity of 2,115 megawatts, and the standard gauge railway, now spanning over 2,100 kilometers, are enhancing Tanzania logistic backbone with a seamless connectivity between air, rail, and the road transport. Third, modernization of aviation infrastructure. Significant airport upgrades and new construction are going. These include the development of Msalato International Airport in Dodoma, as well as improvements of other strategic airports like Kilimanjaro, Unguja, Pemba, Mwanza, Kigoma, Tabora, Shinyanga, and Sumbawanga. We are also advancing the Serengeti International Airport, a sustainable greenfield project aimed at promoting ecotourism while preserving the Serengeti ecosystems. Fourth, air navigation and safety enhancements. Two major initiatives, namely very high frequency relay station and digital automatic terminal information services, are being finalized to improve real-time communication and safety in our airspace. The fifth one, and the last one, global recognition and national airline development. Tanzania ranked 4th in Africa in International Civil Aviation Organization security compliances in 2023. Additionally, Julius Nyerere International Airport won the 2024 Advanced Cargo Information Africa Safety Award for airports with the over 50,000 annual flight moments. Our national airline, Air Tanzania Company Limited, has grown its fleet to 16 modern aircraft, serving both domestic and international routes, with the plans to expand further into key global markets. Distinguished delegates, Air Tanzania Company Limited now operates over 120 weekly flights, connecting more than 15 domestic destinations and saving international routes to Dubai, Mumbai in India, Guangzhou, Johannesburg, Nairobi in Kenya, Harare in South Africa, Lusaka in Zambia, Entebbe in Uganda, Kinshasa, DRC, and more. As I said, plans are underway to expand further into London, Lagos, Accra, Juba, Muscat, and other key markets, enhancing region and global connectivity. Distinguished delegates, about investment opportunities and tourism promotion in Tanzania, I argue all our distinguished guests and international delegates to consider the diverse investment opportunities available in Tanzania, especially in aviation, logistics, tourism, and infrastructure. Tanzania offers not only stability and natural wealth, but also unmatched hospitality and a growing investor-friendly economy. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of government of Tanzania and the people of United Republic of Tanzania, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to each one of you. Your expertise, your presence, and your partnership will inspire confidence in the bright and sustainable future of Africa aviation industry. As I conclude, I wish to commend the Ministry of Transport, the Tanzania Airport Authority, and all partners, including ACI Africa, for organizing this prestigious event so delightedly. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that as part of your itinerary, you will have the chance to explore the Northern Tourism Circuit, home to Mount Kilimanjaro, Ngorongoro Crater, Lake Manyara, and the Serengeti National Park. I also encourage you to visit the charming island of Zanzibar when you are here, where catch and coastlines coverage in breathing time harmony. Ladies and gentlemen, with these words, I now have the great pleasure to officially declare the 7th Third Airport Council International Africa Board Meeting, Regional Committee, Meetings, and Exhibition open. Thank you for your kind attention. Asante sana kwa kunisikiliza.
Makofi zaidi tafadhali kwa Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Naam. Na wakaribisha mkae. May I please request that we take our seats. We're going to have a very interesting picture. Honorable guest of honor, I could see delegates with their notebooks out. I think they took the good points that you've made. And thank you very much for officiating and opening our meeting, our exhibition for the next 1 or 2 days. So now we're going to do a very interesting picture, ladies and gentlemen. Wapiga picha naomba mje katika jukwaa kuu tafadhali. Tutapiga picha ikiwa meza kuu imekaa hapo hapo, kwanza kwa kuketi, pili watasimama na sisi tutasimama nao. Kwa hiyo wapiga picha naomba mjipange huku, tunapiga kama selfie hivi. Tunazingatia muda wa viongozi wetu na majukumu ambayo yanaendelea. Kwa hiyo wapiga picha please, may I please call on the photographers, naomba mje sasa tafadhali. Naomba mje na mimi katika jukwaa, mjipange huku juu. And so we're going to do a sort of a selfie where the chief guest, the guest of honor, and the VIP seated will sit as they are. We'll take a picture that way, and then we'll request for all of you to stand along with them. Kwa picha ya kwanza, this is our first shot with the VIP seated. May I please request that we stay within our seats so that we, yes, here we go. Naomba indication kwamba tuko tayari. Naweza nikainua huku. Right. Your Excellencies, Honorable Prime Minister, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Yeah. Brass band. Ladies and gentlemen, with these pictures taken, the ACI Africa 73rd Regional Conference and Exhibition has officially been launched here in Arusha by the Honorable Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Kassim Majaliwa, Member of Parliament. Let's put our hands together and let's thank him very much. And as we stand, brass band tafadhali, naomba tumtoe mgeni rasmi, Mheshimiwa Kazi Njema. We wish you the very best. Kazi iendelee, na sisi hapa tutafanya kazi kwa bidii kabisa. Tutaendelea na kikao chetu kwa bidii. May I please request that we take our seats? That was a bit unorthodox, but please, sir, please take your seats. We have something that continues. Khalila, are you here in the room? Before I call the next. Okay, very well. Halila has gone over to Ngurudoto, where we'll be having our gala dinner. At the moment, since we skipped one of the sessions, we'll quickly do it right away for the next 30 minutes. And then the cars will be ready to pick you up very quickly outside, take you to your hotel rooms, wait until you change a little bit. Maybe we might give in another 30 minutes or so, and then ferry you over to the Ngurudoto. So we apologize for the constricted time, but I think we're going to a good thing, and let's proceed, ladies and gentlemen. So the next session that we are moving into, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have an interactive session. Let's clear the stage. No, it's the interview that we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen. And just quickly looking for my program so I can present it to you properly. Engineer Diana. Engineer Diana, nakusikia. Nakusikia. Kwenye screen number tuweke ile video ya Tanzania, moja kati ya zile video ambazo zinaelezea Tanzania wakati tunajiandaa kwa ajili ya session inayofuata, ni ile interview.
Indeed, when we drive to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, take the train to the end of the railway to see the fascinating chimpanzees, and if we desire beautiful beaches and authentic Taarab music, we will cross the waters to reach the old fort, Ngome Kongwe. But as you know, time is money, right? So don't let anyone fool you. To keep up with the times and the pace of the world, air travel is the most reliable solution. This story takes us back to the year 1999, when the Tanzania Airports Authority was established, with the main objective of managing, operating, and developing airports in mainland Tanzania. Despite the continuous emergence of challenges, the Tanzania Airports Authority remained undeterred, consistently performing its duties with exceptional professionalism and effectively overcoming each obstacle encountered. Time passed, days flew by like the wind, and technology continued to advance rapidly. The Tanzania Airports Authority has consistently progressed, steadily improving airport services and infrastructure across its mandated airports. These upgrades have solidified TAA's reputation for excellence in both service, quality, and ambience, especially at its two international airports, Kilimanjaro International Airport and Julius Nyerere International Airport. Remarkably, this transformation has been accomplished in just 26 years since the authority's establishment.
Let's cut the video. For those in the room, thank you for remaining. I hope the others will also join us. We'll try to bring them back. Mr. Olivier Barrique, our consultant, may I please welcome you to the stage, and let's set it off. And I promise to go and bring back as many people as I can, whichever way I can. Please, Karibu.
Thank you, MC. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. To close this session today, we, after having talked about airports, our future, our vision for the future, this is the airline moment. And to talk about airline, we will talk specifically about the pride of Africa, about Kenya Airways. Kenya Airways unveiled last month an unprecedented profit result of $42 million, which didn't happen since 2013. So this is a major achievement. And in fact, it's the highest profit of Kenya Airways since the beginning of the company. With a total revenue of plus 6% last year, more than plus 4% passengers compared to 2023. An available seat kilometer, so capacity, transport capacity, raised by 10%. The cabin load factor around 75%. So this is an extremely good performance. And to talk about Kenya Airways, I will invite on stage a lady who I guess has something to do with this great result. She, Mrs. Helen Mwariri, please join me for a 30 minutes exchange about Kenya Airways. Please, a round of applause for Helen and for the great achievement of Kenya Airways. Good afternoon, Helen.
Good afternoon.
So first, congratulations for this very good result. When airlines go well, airports do so. So that's extremely good for all of us. From what I understand, this result is this very positive result is a result of the strategic recovery plan that you've called Kifaru. Kifaru, you told me when we prepared this interview, is the buffalo. So can you tell us a little more what the recipe of this success and this major change in your results?
Thank you, Olivier. Good afternoon, delegates. So Project Kifaru came with COVID-19. So when COVID-19 hit, all aircraft were parked. So we had to think about a survival strategy. And one of the things we did is look at various options. Of course, the first option is do nothing. And when you do nothing, you die a natural death. The other option is choose to close. And of course, you look at what is the impact from an economic perspective, from also the wider impact that an airline has within the ecosystem. And then finally, we had now, how do we basically come up with changing our fortunes? That's how Project Kifaru was born. And among the things that Project Kifaru aimed at doing is improving efficiency. It's first restart, of course. Restart in terms of bringing back the airline into flying after COVID-19. How do we restart? How do we start responsibly? Which routes do we start with? How do we add capacity? And how do we slowly scale up? So among the things we are looking at is efficiency, productivity, both from us asset perspective and staff perspective. And finally, we were looking at being profitable. It took 3 years after, but we managed.
Bravo. I realized that I didn't properly introduce you, Helen, so I apologize. We do things a bit in an unusual way today. Helen is in charge of strategy development and delivery and innovation at Kenya Airways. So she replaces the CEO who was not available today, but she's really at the heart of what we're talking about today. So Helen used to be a CFO, the CFO of Kenya Airways for long years. She went from the airline industry to other financial practice. So she's very knowledgeable both about the company and the way to run a company. So thank you, Helen. Now you have around this in this room a lot of airports who are obviously very interested to know about your future development. So what are your plans? You're recovering swiftly, positively. What are your development projects?
So under Project Kifaru, we had three what we call strategic themes. One of it was employer of choice, break even by 2024. And the third one was airline of choice. So from an airline of choice, it's more how do we serve the customer. So after achieving most of those pillars in 2024, because we were employer of choice in 2024, by having a satisfaction score of 85% from an employee perspective, and an EPS, which is equivalent to NPS of 40, which is quite good. So we decided let's now change that to the next strategic period, which moves from 2025 to 2028. Our themes now are grow, excel, and sustain. So we are sustaining what we did very well in the first phase of the strategy. So we'll ensure that we do that. We will excel because there are areas we know that we are doing very badly, and we are cognizant of that. Key of that is how do we ensure that we offer a consistent service. If we promise, we deliver. So there is consistency. The service, of course, the standard service levels are set, but how do we ensure we are able to meet it every time? And then the third is grow. Growth, but grow responsibly. We know that once you grow and grow very fast, the chances of failure are very high. So we are looking at responsible growth. So that's the next phase of our strategy.
Good, thank you. We've talked with ACI frequently about the benefit of the SATAM. From your airline perspective, have you, over the past years, months, directly benefited from the SATAM development, implementation? And second question, which is related to the first one, what remains to be done and where?
So in terms of SATAM, yes, the airline has benefited significantly. We have seen our passenger throughput grow. We are also seeing the cargo throughput growing significantly. There are various, or rather, the openness in terms of access to market, liberalization, and the support we get from the various African governments is quite good. We have seen that specifically within the West Africa region, where there is a lot of responsiveness when it comes to this initiative. Do we see roadblocks? Yes, we are seeing quite some roadblocks in some countries where market access is being denied indirectly. So they will preach SATAM, but when it comes to market access, there are various barriers that are being put. These barriers include high cost of operations, very high taxes, numerous taxes, compliance issues that are being raised, and of course there's the issue of access and free movement of funds.
Thank you. Talking about airports now, we as airport are very focused on our performance, we talk about the customer experience, how we are perceived. From your perspective as a major African carrier, where does an airport performance stand? So where do you see the performance of an airport? And where do you see progresses to be made in our African airports?
So within Africa, we cannot say we are doing very badly, but there are some pockets that are really, really bad when it comes to airport infrastructure. So the size of the airport impacts a lot the turnaround of the operators. This coupled with the number of persons granted access to that airport can actually determine the on-time performance of airlines. So it's important to ensure that we have aircraft size or capacity, airport size or capacity is matched with the throughput in terms of the number of aircraft that are being are landing or taking off at any one time, as this impacts productivity and efficiency. There's the issue of ownership, governance, and regulatory environment. So you find traditionally most African airports are government owned, and some governments tend to come up with policies and basically run the airports. They do not allow free hand. So with some of those, you end up having a lot of bureaucracy, and they stifle some decisions that are being made. So there is no competitiveness, there is no agility. The other thing, of course, is how we come up with policies around competition. It is encouraged to have various airlines operating, but at the same time, it's also encouraged to ensure that there is fair competition and fair access to the various services offered by the airport. From where I sit, airports are not just landlords. They are basically part and parcel of the customer journey. So the airport needs to position itself in a way that they know their service is not to the airline, their service is to the final customer that comes through the airport. How they are able to seamlessly go through the process makes a nice airport in terms of either transit or originating airport. And this actually does improve the throughput of an airport.
Thank you. Talking about your airport then, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, your base, which is the significant part of your performance. We all followed with a lot of attention the discussion with Adani. So now the deal is over.
what's next? How do you envisage, what would you ideally see as the proper partnership? You were talking about private sector running airports, so what would be the ideal setup for you for Jomo Kenyatta International Airport?
So Jomo Kenyatta International Airport has exceeded its capacity. So it was built for about 8 million passengers. They are seeing in excess of 9 million passengers coming through the airport. So that means that the infrastructure is to some extent strained. So it needs to grow. And once it grows, then of course Nairobi grows as a hub. So one of the things we see in terms of how to fund the airport is the PPP model, public-private partnerships. I think the reason why it's a preferred model is because of not only not tying a lot of government funds that are actually required in other areas of the economy, but at the same time it infuses technical knowledge. You're able to bring in expertise. You're able to turn around faster in terms of the process or the building of infrastructure. And then it is managed commercially. So once it's managed commercially, because you have to basically come up with key KPIs for achievement, then it is beneficial not only to the operators, but also to the passengers.
Thank you. So we hope the best for Jomo Kenyatta, which is key for all of us because we cross this airport very often. Something at ACI we are very concerned about is our commitment on carbon neutrality by 2050. We are quite committed as airport. Your stake as an airline is obviously the development of sustainable aviation fuel. Where are you in that project?
Okay, from Kenya Airways perspective, we are committed to ensuring that we comply. Not only for us, not only compliance, but it's beneficial to our planet anyway. So we are committed to reducing our carbon footprint in terms of emissions and promoting sustainable aviation, not only in Africa, but in partnership with other airlines. We are pioneering SAF use in Africa. So Kenya Airways became the first African airline to operate a long-haul flight using SAF in partnership with any sustainable mobility. So this is to prove that it can happen. We did that. That was in 2023, and we've done that again in 2024. We do participate continuously on aviation challenges with other alliance members to ensure that we can run a complete sustainable flight with minimal footprint, and we have won various awards because of the way we run, or rather we operate the flight at minimal costs. So in terms of SAF, we are also leading the SAF registry initiative. So KQ was selected to lead the International Air Transport Association SAF registry, which was launched in early 2025. The registry enables airlines worldwide to purchase SAF regardless of production location and claim environmental benefits transparently. So we are running that initiative. We are expanding SAF adoption. We are collaborating with a startup in Kenya to produce SAF within Kenya. So we should be able to meet our own demand and hopefully sell to other carriers. We are also alignment with regulatory trends, so we are ensuring that we are in alignment in everything that we do around the SAF production. And we are at the same time recycling our waste, not just for SAF, but producing diesel through waste. So the waste we produce within the airline, we are recycling these by producing diesel for purposes of ground services equipment.
Excellent, so you have a solid plan, good to hear. Let's talk about cargo briefly. What are your plans for cargo? We know that the north to south cargo is exposed due to the new custom rights and this very uncertain world. What do you do and how do you see the inter-African cargo development, and what are your plans to develop it?
Sorry. We traditionally have been significantly reliant on belly cargo. So we do a lot of export out of Nairobi and import into Africa. through our Nairobi hub. However, starting 2023, we started bringing in freighters. So far, we have regional freighters that do serve a lot of African routes. We are working towards wide-body freighters to be able to move cargo widely. What we've realized is there is still a minimal intra-Africa cargo moving within countries. So we end up having what we call imbalance in terms of cargo. So you go out with a full freighter, come back with minimal weight. So how we can do this is through the various initiatives that have been put by African governments to spur development or trade between the African blocs or African countries. That will really help cargo so that you're able to go out full, come back full, as much as possible.
Good, wish you a lot of success in that direction. My last question, before we may ask the room if they have questions for you, Helen, is talking about airline alliances and the introduction of low cost in Africa. We see that gradually things are taking shape in South Africa. Yourself with the jumbo jet. What are your plans? What do you see? What obstacles do you face? And what future do you see for the for alliances and for low cost or differentiation of airline or carrier?
So low cost carriers are doing well for short haul. So for short haul, that is anything between 2 and maximum of 3 hours, we are seeing the uptake is quite good. However, when it is long haul, a number of airlines that are starting to fly into Africa using the low-cost model are not succeeding. Why? Because of, I think, the cultural way Africans travel. And when you think about the low-cost carriers, they are quite thrift when it comes to baggage. So you have to buy your own, you have to buy baggage space, you have to buy your food, and all those things. So it doesn't, I think, sit very well with the way African culture is. So a number of them are not succeeding, so they are not getting, because again, low-cost airlines make money due to numbers. So the cabin has to be full for them to be able to make money. So cabins of 50% does not give them break even. We, from our own experience with our low-cost carrier Jumbojet, it is performing very well because it mainly does domestic and regional 2 hours, and its cabin factors are above 80% throughout. So for that short haul flights, a low-cost carrier performs quite well. Yeah. The other question was on? There are two questions.
The alliances.
On alliances. So for an airline to grow, you need partners. And it's important to have the right partners to take your passengers to where they're flying. So the way we look at it is from an African market, which is where we play, we look at where do Africans travel, and are we able to get there? Is there enough demand to warrant us to put our own metro on that route? So where there is not enough demand to put our own metro on a specific route, we partner with other airlines. So you will find yourself booking a KQ flight, but you end up being on another airline because we are in partnership. The partnerships range from SPAs, which is the lowest level, which is a special prorate agreement, all the way to code shares and joint ventures. So depending on the depth of the relationship, you can have various agreements with various airlines. Alliances, that's the other thing in terms of how airlines have structured themselves, with 3 main alliances. And of course, being non-aligned is also okay. There are some airlines that are non-aligned, but there are 3 main alliances that are there within the airline fraternity. That is the SkyTeam, where Kenya Airways belongs. There is the Star Alliance, and of course there is the One World. They have their own advantages because of the way they are able to pull capacity together, and they are able to earn and burn miles on each other.
Thank you, Hélène. I think we are reaching the end of our conversation, two short conversations. Is there anyone in the room who would like to ask something or raise a particular point? No question? So thank you very much. Congratulations again for this great achievement, and we wish you and the airline the best of success for the coming month. And let's meet. You will be with us tonight? No? So if you want to talk to Hélène, she's here for a few minutes. And thank you again. A big round of applause, please, for Hélène. Thank you.
Thank you.